Hey guys, today is the 1 month review of the OnePlus Nord N200. Let's get into it. So right off the bat, as you can tell, I've had this phone for 1 month. And before we get into it, I just want to say one thing. So as you can tell, there is a screen protector on it, just if you were worried if like the glass came off or something like that. And also I have a nice glass protector over the cameras if you're wondering as well. So let's quickly do this. So the back is made of plastic, full plastic. It looks really nice. It is matted plastic, so it doesn't attract fingerprints as much. You can't tell as much, but it still smudges, not as much as like a metal phone or anything else. It's still plastic. And the back has triple cameras, and it says AI triple camera right there. And yes, this may trick you into thinking this is OLED. This is not OLED. So I'll get into that in just a moment. So the display is an IPS LCD. Let's get a look at that gorgeous display. It is an IPS LCD 90 Hz display. And so basically this was around $180, just to give you some insight. And so basically, this is really nice. Getting a 90 Hz display on a very, very cheap phone, right? Because this is not mid-range or definitely not flagship. This is a budget category. So this is 189 grams. So in general, it's not the lightest thing in the world, but also it is not unbearably heavy. It is heavier than most phones I have held, but, I feel like that is an okay compromise. This thing was released in 2021, so it's reaching about its almost annual celebration or whatever. And the thickness is 8.3 millimeters. So it is actually quite it's slim in the hands, but once you put a case on it, obviously it gets thicker. So this is running Android 11, and I'll show you that in all of its glory in just a moment. So as you can tell, Android 11. So it is looking nice. This thing was updated in March 6th, so about a month ago, which is actually quite good for a budget phone because this is from OnePlus. And I know there is a big controversy over, OnePlus and Oppo, but I just gotta say that OnePlus, they do good with their budget phones. They will keep updating this thing for maybe one more year, but the fact that they still updated this is phenomenal for a $180 phone. So this takes nano SIM. And the screen is 6.9 inches with a 1080p display. So the pixel density would be 405, which is actually quite dense. So if you look up here, my camera isn't that megapixel rich, so you won't be able to tell how nice it looks. But honestly, it looks very, very pixel dense. Basically, very comparable in terms of pixel density to an iPhone. Yeah, funny to say that, right? This is running Oxygen OS 11 because you got that what do you call it? The OnePlus Spice, I guess. Unfortunately, what do you call this? The new OnePlus Skin is not looking too good in terms of Oxygen OS, in my personal opinion. It's better than Oppo's Skin, but it's going more and more Oppo-y. And just to give you a quick side note here, this is a skin pack on top, just if you were wondering, because this is not what it looks like. It's generally circles. Okay, so this has a micro SD card and 64 gigs of internal storage. So you would input your micro SD and your SIM right up there. Let's take a look at some buttons and stuff. Sorry. So as you can tell here, you can see that this is where the SIM goes. This is the volume slider and the beautiful back, honestly. For a $180 phone, amazing. This is the fingerprint sensor, and it is concave, not convex, as the newer phones are. So yeah, as you can tell, it has or I don't think you can tell. It's UFS 2.1, and we'll quickly take a look at the back camera in terms of specifications, and we'll do a quick camera test, sound test, and all the rest. Just keep watching. So 13 megapixel wide over here, and you have a 2 megapixel macro camera and a 2 megapixel depth. I mean, that's a pretty good selection. I mean, I wish they wouldn't put macro in there, because 2 megapixels, like, who actually is going to use that? But, you know, they want to say triple camera, right? You got to keep this thing looking nice. So LED flash, it shoots HDR, panorama, 1080, 30 FPS. So the selfie camera, let's quickly get into that. So this is a 16 megapixel selfie camera with an f.21 aperture, and it shoots 1080p 30 FPS HDR. So let's quickly get into that. And sorry, just before we get into the selfie camera, I'll quickly take a photo with the main shooter, and I'll quickly run you through the software first. So this is portrait, video, night, and more. Honestly, night is garbage. Do not use it. Just being blunt here. Portrait mode is also bad. And I'll quickly go through this. So basically, if you go down here, there's like the frame, timer, and whatever. HDR, you can turn that on, but it takes up a lot of storage, so I wouldn't do that. So there's filters and whatnot, all the nice little gimmicks you have in a nice phone. Google Lens and whatever. So I'm going to quickly take a photo, and I'll show you then. So I took a quick point and shoot, and honestly, this is like a terrible photo. I'm going to get you a better photo in just a second. But as you can tell, this is a point and shoot, not HDR. I'll show you some HDR photos later. And oh my goodness, my camera's making this look 10 times better than this actually does. This color is not as poppy, or as popped, sorry. And this skin color looks actually nicer than on my camera. This black is not that black, it's actually gray, even though in real life it is black. Yeah, and it's very, very soft. As you can tell, details are terrible, honestly. Details are very bad. So I would not recommend this for a camera device. If you want to take photos, please go find another phone. Unless you just want some quick photos just for, I don't know, for the sake of having a photo. If you actually want to have a nice photo, please do not use this. And before I quickly show you these photos, I'll quickly show you how the actual viewer looks like. So this is what it looks like, and this is HDR on, so let me quickly snap a photo, and this is HDR off. Wow, that looks way clearer. Okay, so this is HDR off. That's a quick snap of the OtterBox case. Wow, this actually looks quite grainy, and as you could tell, I was holding that quite still. So let's go back here. This is HDR, so as you can tell, this looks like a budget phone. As you can tell, this looks very budgety. Over here, it looks a little bit more quality, or whatever. Yeah, this is another photo. I mean, you can kind of see the graininess of it, but again, look at my fingers real quickly. Look at this. Okay, hold on. You could barely see anything, right? So, yeah, this is not good for that sort of thing. And let me quickly use a selfie camera. This is a quick point and shoot again. I'm not going to actually use a subject. Yeah, but from personal experience, it does a very bad job. Let's just look at the subject here. Very soft around the edges, extremely soft. And it uses some unnecessary beauty, whatever stuff, even when you turn it off. So, yeah, it's ridiculous. And we'll continue on here. So, basically, this has Bluetooth 5.1 with dual band, and it has an NFC, which is amazing. You know, for I mean, it's actually quite normal in these phones. And oh, sorry, by the way, this is running a Poco launcher. I know, might get some hate for this, but I actually prefer the Poco launcher just because it is fast and light. Because I actually was running into some jitters when using this phone, which is another thing I should mention, because one of the most important things about the phone is the CPU. So this this processor is a Qualcomm Snapdragon 485G. So yes, it has 5G in its name. Yes, it does have 5G, not millimeter wave, unfortunately, but you know that you come to expect that. This is an 8 nanometer process, and so yeah, sometimes you'll run into some stunts, or like jitters and stuff like that. Oh yeah, okay, I'll show you some video, and also before I get into this video, this has a 5,000 milliamp hour battery, which is amazing, and Type C. I mean, you come to expect it at this point, right? And if you don't, you have extremely low standards. This is a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack for those ancient dinosaurs, you know. Yeah, you use that for actual headphone jacks, or for headphones, sorry. Yeah, if you actually care about that, great. This has it. And I just want to say, for the actual selfie camera, I look like a potato when I use it. It makes my face look like I slathered on 1,000 layers of beauty cream. So, yeah. Please don't use this for photos. I mean, unless you're actually, again, as I said, I'll reiterate. If you just want to take a photo of something for the sake of taking a photo of it, then sure. But if you actually want to send it to people, this isn't the phone to do that. Okay. So let me quickly do this. So, hello. Testing 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This will also be testing the speaker, but I'll play some non-copyrighted music. YouTube, please do not. What's that thing called? Demonetize my video. Okay, so let's quickly watch this. So, hello. Testing 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This will also be testing the speaker, but I'll play some non-copyrighted music. YouTube, please do not. What's that thing called? So yes, you could tell. Well, first of all, I was struggling with the name of what the actual demonetization goes. But as you could tell, video sound quality is okay. I believe it's dual. Yeah, it has dual speakers. Let's check that. Yeah, dual speakers, but not stereo. So unfortunately, yeah, it's not stereo, but I'll quickly show you that. So I'm going to quickly clear the memory, just so this is a speed test as well to open up YouTube with the launcher installed as well. So let's quickly search up some cute puppies. NCS. So as you can tell, this is loading speeds. This is 5G network, so this should be able to whatever, like pick up and stuff. And then you can also take a look at this. Because I'm shooting 60 frames per second, you may not be able to tell the 90 hertz, unfortunately. But it looks way more jittery on the camera than it does in real life. It's pretty smooth. I mean, once you come to 120, everything looks laggy for you. So, it looks extremely laggy on the camera. I'm just gonna say that. But in real life, it's. I mean, if you've only been used to 60 hertz, this is gonna be super smooth. Okay, sorry. Enough talking, and let's take a look at the screen and the sound.
Now your windows can let in twice as much light as before.
Okay, let's take a look.
I'm sorry that I didn't hit you back when you call my line. Did you even need to talk?
Okay, let's turn up the brightness.
I just let me go to sleep. Someone get high with me. Yeah, cause I'm running away. I'm looking for space.
My camera's having a hard time focusing, sorry about that. So I'm gonna turn the sound up. So, one big problem with this phone in general is that when you cover the speaker, this is like where all the sound comes out of. I believe they said it was dual speakers. No, sorry, it's singles firing. But when you cover this, you can't hear anything. Look, watch this. So this isn't. I'll turn this up. This is what you hear, okay? You can't hear. Like, what if you're holding it like this? This is what you're gonna hear. So yeah, but the screen looks pretty nice, not gonna lie. Okay, let's go on to some 4K video, and the reason for me showing the searches is just for speed and stuff, just checking out how fast this thing is. Okay. So, and this is 150 USD, 180 Canadian. Yes, yeah. Okay. Let's take a look at this. Unbelievable beauty. Okay, let's make sure we're on the highest setting here. We don't want 480p. Yeah, that's ridiculous. 4K, 1080p. That's the highest it goes. But anyway, let's take a look. Okay. It looks amazing. I feel like, again, the colors from the camera that Google Photos is doing to this thing, or Google Camera, sorry, is doing, it makes this look 10 times better, as you can tell. Google, amazing, with the photo editing, or processing, sorry. But no, that's not how it looks. It actually looks, how do I describe this? More saturated. And so yeah, just like, I don't know, if you have like an option to turn up saturation, that's what it would look like. Yeah, but that's basically the display. Let's get a quick, nice look up here. Just a quick thing to see pixel density and stuff. Okay, that looks blurrier on camera than it does in real life. So yeah, and then I'll also show you some Subway Surfer stuff, just for the sake of speed and whatever. Or yeah. So, or you know what? Yeah, let's do that, and then I'll show you a speed tester. I believe is on the internet. I mean, everything's on the internet right now. Subway Surfers has to load this thing up. So there's gaming mode, and there's like these nice little features in here. But then again, Xiaomi does a way better job in terms of features. It can be quite buggy, but you know, they have more. Anyway, let's claim this. Okay. So as you can tell, sometimes there's bugs in the phone, because clearly the sound isn't playing, which is actually quite frustrating, because you run into these problems a lot. So let's do this again. Hold on. Let's try this again. So as you can tell, it stuttered a little bit. Sometimes you have to reload things, which can be a pain. But then, if you can find a phone that's under a 150 or 150 that doesn't do this type of thing, I would really like to know so I can review it. Because I don't... Yeah. Wow. Okay. Sound is lacking. I don't know why that's lacking. Let's quickly go into a phone speed tester. And, my bad, sorry. I meant Geekbench. Wow. There is not an equivalent on the internet, but, I'll give you a benchmark or whatever. So let's quickly open this up. So let's do this, whatever. So this is it. So 6 cores, 2 cores. Let's run a CPU benchmark. So I'll just give you a quick overview of well, in the meantime, this is like 25%, so it's good. It's gonna run that stuff. But look at the Geekbench, and if you keep up with tech news, you probably know that the S22 Ultra is... they're messing with those numbers, but, you know, just as a standpoint, or whatever. Let's take a look at the Google Pixel 6 and the iPhone 13. So let's take a look at single core, multi-core, and machine learning score. So let's quickly look at Google Pixel 6, just because it's like a mediocre phone. Like, you don't really need all this power, so 1021 for single core, multi-core 2813, and machine learning score, which is 309. So while I die here waiting for this to run, I'll see you then. And also, sorry, in the meantime, it would be nice if you checked out my other reviews, and I actually have a review on this tablet itself. If you're in the market, or if you just want to watch a video on this older tablet, if you would consider buying it, or if you have one of your own, just taking a look at like how relevant it is today. So this is the Galaxy Tab A 2019 8-inch edition. So go check that out if you would like. And in the meantime, can you also click that subscribe button and like the button, and click the like button, because it is completely free and it would really help out. Because one click of a button could change a person's life, literally. And for those who made it this far, I would congratulate you by giving you a nice gold star, just for continuing to watch smaller creators. So thanks for that. And I'll just quickly give you the rundown on the daily basis, or the daily use of a phone like such. This phone, not any other one. So basically, yeah, like daily use, I feel like this is good for maybe watching videos, browsing, playing minor games like Subway Surfers or something similar to that, if you're willing to continuously update or restart, because there's a lot of bugs with this phone. So if you're willing to, you know, fix the bugs or like just restart basically, then I feel like this phone is great for you. If you don't want to take too many pictures or you don't really care about the quality of the photo, this is great for you. This is great for young kids because, well, young kids just need, generally, a thing for like schoolwork or whatever, contacting people, text messaging, YouTube browsing, or whatever, and then they don't really care about photos in a general. So, this is the single-core score, 497, and the multi-core score is 1,480. Sorry if you forgot, just quickly take a look at this screen for Google Pixel 6. That's the comparison, basically. I know this is drastically different category in terms of pricing, but just if you wanted to know, like, you know relatively how fast a Google Pixel 6 is, so that's your benchmark right there. So yes, this is extremely slow, not gonna lie, but for $180, this is gonna be quite good for you, good in general, unless you are a power user who really needs to get some stuff done. This has an amazing battery, a great screen, a nice body, in terms of like actual dimensions or whatever. Great pixel density, and that's basically all I can say, which is great for a budget phone. So yeah, if you enjoyed this, again, please hit that like and subscribe button, and thanks for watching. See you then.